Hey guys, welcome back to Harvey and Jill's Not So Perfect Reviews. I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in. And yes, I know I am horribly behind the ball on this one. Yes, Thor Ragnarok came out this past Friday. It is now Wednesday as I'm recording this. And I saw the movie on Saturday, so I wish I could have like a huge excuse other than just like other stuff getting in the way. So yeah, I apologize for being a little late to the party. Uh, as always, we're going to be talking about three things that I loved, three things that, I feel needed a bit of work because while there is a lot of praise behind this movie, there are a few things that could have been handled differently personally. Uh, and as always, there are tons of spoilers ahead, my friends. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, turn this video off right this minute. But if you want to hear my opinions and discuss it in the comments, please continue to watch. So, number one of the things that I loved. So I would have to say the cast. We all know that Chris Hemsworth is very attractive, but did you know he's funny as well? They did an amazing job of kind of not completely reforming Thor, but like if you look at him from like the first movie where he's very arrogant, very almost a bit too posh. It's kind of strange. I mean, they're kind of going for more Shakespearean kind of feel. And now you look at him now, you can obviously see that Midgard has rubbed off on him. He's so much fun. And like honestly, in this kind of world, you have to be to like you can't really take it too seriously. And I'm kind of glad that they did that. So I'm a little mad because no one has that right to be that good looking and that amusing at the same time. You get like one or the other. Damn you, Chris Hemsworth. Seriously. Side note, I do also, like on the same note, I love the character development and relationship between Thor and Loki, getting a better look at these two as brothers. And I mean, like they've hit on it almost every single freaking movie, but it's always such a joy to watch them and like the way that they argue and throw things at one another. It is such a throwback to my own, upbringing with my siblings. Not to say that we throw things at each other a lot, but we get into scraps once in a while or shouting or whatever. But yeah, it's a wonderful representation of a sibling relationship. And the villain is awesome. I know I'm still on the first point, I'm sorry, but Cate Blanchett as Hela is super cool. First of all, one of the first female villains that is like actually like top tier, and she's a real threat, and I kind of love that. So she has a pretty good motive, and it's not something so forgettable like in the second movie with the villain there. Oh my gosh, what is his name? Malachite? No, wait, no, that's the guy from Sailor Moon. Malekith. Malekith. Yes. So see, that's how kind of forgettable this villain was in the second movie. So Hela is a huge step up. First of all, she's deadly, she looks great, and she's kind of funny in her own way, in her dark and twisted way. Yes, they have changed a bunch of stuff. So a little spoiler, in Norse mythology, Hela, or Hel as she's also known, is supposed to be the daughter of Loki. And in this, they've actually made her the eldest sister of Loki and Thor. So a lot of big change on that. And in a way, like, yeah, it works. It totally works, especially for the story beats that they have. But it could have been a lot of fun if you had made her Loki's daughter. Because then you have all these questions of like, who's her mother? What was Loki up to? And so many dad jokes. You kind of missed out on that. So I know I could have put that in my what could have been better, but it's just a little quibble. So number two, I know it's taken me forever to get to number two of what I loved. So Valkyrie as a very well-rounded character. She was not introduced as a love interest, even though I'm probably sure they'll work it in down the road, but they are giving us a chance to know who she is as a character, and I really do appreciate that. Like I hate when a female character is introduced only to be either eye candy or a romance interest. So I'm so glad about that. Tessa Thompson did a great job, and I really have to commend the writers for the choices that they made in her characterization. They gave her a character flaw, alcoholism, which is almost exclusively a male problem in the sense of like, and I'm not saying that women don't have alcoholism, they totally do, but very rarely are we ever shown this on television or on in movies as this being a character flaw for a female, and they play it for comedic effect, not for dramatic effect, as they would on the few times that a woman does have alcoholism. It's shown as this, oh, she's a terrible mother, she's just an absolute mess. This time, yeah, she's a bit of a mess. Yeah, she's a drunk, but it's played for laughs. And now that she has, we get to see her kind of grow, and yeah, she hasn't given up the booze, but she has kind of reaffirmed her purpose in life. So that's really cool. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with her, and if they decide to move forward with a Thor Valkyrie romance, or maybe even like a Valkyrie Hulk romance, I don't know. I could deal with that as long as they do her character justice. I did hear that she's supposed to be bisexual, and there was a scene that was taken out, which kind of sucks because that would have been cool. Anyway, but overall, I'm excited to see more of Valkyrie. One cravat though. I don't really like how we never find out what her actual name is. I mean, being a Valkyrie, that is her title. And then she's also is known as like Scavenger 170. I don't know what the number was. But yeah, she's like, but we never hear what her actual name is. We only know her as either the Scavenger or as Valkyrie as in a title. So a little awkward because there was more than one Valkyrie, so what's her actual name? Anyway, third final thing that I want to talk about. I mean, there's so much I could talk about what's awesome about this movie, but I'm going to talk about the Hulk in the room. That is, so far with the Hulk character, Mark Ruffalo's done a pretty good job so far, but we get more of a character with Banner, and Hulk is he seems very mindless, and this isn't really the way it is in the comics. There is a lot more to this character, and they finally got around to it, thank freaking God. So there is this animosity between Banner and the Hulk. Mostly, more so on the Hulk's part, he considers Banner he's a wall that keeps him locked up, and he hates it. So, to have been so free to, be a gladiator and, smash all the things that he wants to, he's, kind of come into his own, and the dialogue between him and Thor it's tight. It's spot on. So, gotta give them amazing credit for that. I will admit, I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna sound freaking terrible, but I have never seen in their entirety either of the Hulk movies because I was so bored when I tried watching them. So I am actually now pumped about the Hulk. So that's pretty cool. Now we have to get into the bit of the downer category of what kind of needs work. So there are a lot of people that are saying that this is one of the best movies out there, especially from Marvel. Like when it was first came out, it was like getting like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. And so my first caveat is it too much hype? Because, while I still enjoyed myself, it was entertaining, it was funny, it was visually stimulating. At the same time, I kind of kept on wondering, okay, what else? What else? Wow me, wow me. And while I was entertained and enjoyed it, was I absolutely blown away? Not really, because I had a very high expectation. And because of that, I think I was a little let down by it. Not completely, because I still enjoyed myself, obviously. But there was so much hype for this movie that I did feel a little disappointed. So in the future, I'm trying to keep my expectations a little bit lower, especially for Justice League coming out in a couple of weeks, because I am dying for this movie, and if it is terrible and I have like high expectations for it, I'm going to I'm gonna probably cry for like a good 3 weeks. So, yeah, so I think maybe there was a bit too much hype and it kind of soured things for me a little bit in the sense of I was hoping for so much more. I was waiting for this huge, like, emotional whoosh, like, yeah! And I didn't get it, unfortunately. So, other problem I had was with Carl Urban's character Scourge. Now, his characterization and everything like that, it was hilarious. He was very funny, he was interesting, but completely unnecessary to the plot. Absolutely unnecessary. Makes no, you could take his character out and nothing would change. The only thing he does is like his redeeming moment at the end where he sacrifices himself to save all the people after being so conflicted with, helping Hela after all this stuff has gone down. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough character development to actually care whether or not, when he died. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And I like Carl Urban. I got my picture with him one time. He's a cool dude. So I kind of felt maybe it was a bit of a misuse of Carl Urban, and I think you could have done a lot more with him. So a little bit of a letdown there. And number three, which I think is probably the biggest problem that I have with this entire movie, which is the unceremonious death of the Warriors 3. So two of them are killed, I think even before they get like a full line out. They are just dead in seconds. And you're just kind of like, weren't those like at least supporting characters in the first and second movie? Like, what is going on here? It seemed, I don't know, it seemed like such a waste of characters. And then there's also the question of Lady Sif. Where is she? We have no, like, unless I missed it, unless there was a line that actually explained where she had gone, we don't see her die. But we never see her in Asgard or somewhere else, or we don't even hear a mention of her as far as I can remember. And that's kind of a shitty thing. I don't know. I just it seemed like such a waste. So and especially with how the movie ends, I'm actually not going to spoil that thing, but there's a big question about, is she alive? And I don't know if we're ever going to get that answer. And I think they just kind of maybe wrote her character off, which I think is once again a big, well, maybe not a big mistake, but a missed opportunity. So those are my thoughts on all of this. Now, it's been a while since we've seen Harvey. Perhaps we could get his feelings on everything. So, Harvey, what do you think? What were your thoughts on the movie, huh? No, you cannot get a helmet like Loki's. No, I don't care if it would look good on you. No, it's just it's a bad idea, and you would just mark up everything. So we're not doing that. Okay. Yeah, okay, you can be mad at me all you want. So, yeah, that's not helpful, Harvey, as per usual. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this review. Please, send me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the movie, because I'd love to have a conversation with you guys about it. It's some super cool stuff. And be sure to keep your eyes to this page for, obviously, the Justice League review, which will be coming out in a week or two once the movie is actually out. I am excited, but not too excited, because I can't be, because what if they break my heart? Yeah, it's kind of scary. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. All right, thanks. Bye.